You are watching this video for a reason. This is not random scrolling. It is not a coincidence of algorithms. You were drawn here now because something in your reality is shifting. What I am about to share with you represents the final test before your breakthrough. Your entire field is on the verge of reorganizing in ways that will leave you breathless. There is a frequency so rare that fewer than 1% of people ever tune into it. The very fact that you are here proves you've already crossed the preliminary threshold. The real question is, are you ready to step through the portal that is opened for you? Most people spend their whole lives waiting for external proof that their dreams are coming true. They look for validation in their bank accounts, in their relationships, in the circumstances around them. But here's what the universe has been whispering through every delay, every closed door, every moment of silence. The emptiness before manifestation is not absence, it's preparation. You have reached what quantum physicists call the collapse point, the instant when infinite probabilities fold into one lived reality. Every meditation you've committed to, every visualization you've held, every moment you chose faith over fear has carried you to this precise intersection of space and time. You are standing at the event horizon of your own becoming. Think about this. In quantum mechanics, particles remain in superposition, existing in all states at once until they are observed. The act of observation collapses potential into form. Your dreams, your deepest desires, have been hovering in that same superposition, waiting for the perfect moment to collapse into your three-dimensional experience. And that moment is approaching as inevitably as sunrise. But here's where most people stumble right at the threshold of receiving what they ask for. Panic rises. Control takes over. They check their phones every few minutes, refresh their inboxes, search desperately for proof that something is happening. That frantic energy pushes the very thing they've been calling in away. The final stage of manifestation demands something that feels counterintuitive: energetic surrender. Look at nature for wisdom. A seed does not question whether it will grow into a tree. It doesn't monitor its progress, demand updates, or create backup plans. It simply surrenders to the intelligence that designed it, trusting the same force that spins galaxies and orchestrates the dance of atoms. This is the frequency you are being invited to embody now. And here, as the cosmic irony, everything you have been seeking has been seeking you with equal force, while you wondered if your prayers were being heard. The universe has been weaving a symphony of synchronicities to deliver exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. The timing has never been late. It has always been precise, calibrated to the evolution of your soul. Here's the key shift. Letting go does not mean giving up your desires. It means releasing your attachment to how they must arrive. When you stop demanding the exact form your dream must take, you create room for the universe to deliver something far more extraordinary than your limited imagination could have scripted. This is where quantum entanglement becomes your ally. In physics, when two particles become entangled, they remain connected no matter the distance, influencing each other instantly across space and time. Your consciousness is entangled with your desires. The moment you truly release control, the invisible threads connecting you to your manifestation begin to vibrate with receptive energy rather than needy energy. Need pushes away, but receptivity magnetizes. It vibrates with abundance, with the knowing that what belongs to you is already yours in the quantum field, simply waiting to crystallize into physical form. So take a breath right here. Feel this truth in your body. You are not forcing something from the universe. You are allowing the universe to give something to you. This single shift changes your entire energetic signature. Instead of broadcasting need, you start broadcasting readiness. And readiness is the frequency that collapses potential into reality. Of course, your mind will resist. Right now, it might be throwing up a dozen reasons why this doesn't apply to you, why your case is different, why you've waited too long. But resistance is not your enemy, it's the final guardian at the gate. It's testing whether you're truly ready to step into the next octave of your life. Every hero's journey includes this exact moment, the darkest test before the treasure is revealed. Every disappointment, every setback, every challenge you endured has been building spiritual muscle. And that muscle is about to pay dividends beyond anything you've imagined. 'Cause the universe does not run on human timing. What looks like delay from your perspective is divine coordination from the quantum perspective. People are being positioned, resources are being gathered, opportunities are ripening. The entire field of possibility is reorganizing itself around your highest good. That is why surrender feels both terrifying and liberating. You are not just letting go of outcomes, you are letting go of the illusion that you ever had control in the first place. You are entering partnership with the same intelligence that beats your heart without your instruction, okay? And grows your body while you sleep. Here is a practice that can change everything for you. Instead of visualizing the things you want, begin to visualize yourself as the kind of person who naturally receives what they desire. See yourself moving through life with the quiet confidence of someone who knows the universe supports them. Feel what it's like to live as someone for whom manifestation flows with ease, not because you're special or lucky, but because you're aligned. This identity shift is the hidden secret that separates the 1% from everyone else. Most people see themselves as individuals trying to manifest. You are being invited to identify as someone who effortlessly attracts what they seek, simply because you have learned to match the frequency of receiving. Take a moment right now and anchor this truth in the field by commenting, "I am ready to receive what is already mine." Patini. Don't just type the words, feel them. Let it be a declaration to the quantum field that you are stepping out of the energy of wanting and into the energy of readiness. This is your conscious signal to the universe that you are prepared for what's arriving. When you truly embody this receptive frequency, synchronicities begin to cascade. The right book falls off a shelf at the perfect moment. A casual encounter alters the course of your life. An opportunity appears that feels too good to be true. But it isn't. It's simply the universe finally finding a clear channel to deliver what it has been orchestrating all along. Here's what most manifestation teachings fail to mention. The final stage before your breakthrough often feels like nothing is happening. But that stillness is deceptive, because behind the scenes, everything is happening. The quantum field is actively restructuring. Possibilities are collapsing into probabilities, probabilities into inevitabilities. That quiet pause before your desires arrive is not emptiness, it's pregnancy. Okay. It is the sacred inhale before the birth of miracles. Okay. Most people misinterpret this pause as failure and walk away just before the discovery. You won't make that mistake. Understanding energetic frequencies accelerates everything. Gratitude vibrates around 540 Hz. Love resonates near 528 Hz. Joy also vibrates in the 500 range. Meanwhile, fear hovers at 100 Hz and doubt around 125 Hz. When you consciously choose emotions that operate at higher frequencies, you literally tune into the channel where your desires are already broadcasting. This isn't metaphor, it's measurable science. Your thoughts generate electromagnetic frequencies that interact with the quantum field in ways we are only beginning to grasp. When your personal frequency matches the frequency of your desire, you create what physicists call constructive interference, where waves amplify each other instead of canceling out. Every single emotion you feel is either amplifying your desires or creating static in the signal. That's why conscious attention becomes crucial at this stage. You're not trying to be positive every second. You're simply becoming aware of the broadcast you be sending and making intentional choices about which energies you want to amplify. Resistance will appear now, often in subtle disguises. It may come as sudden busyness distracting you from your practice. It may surface through relationships that drain your energy. It may take the form of circumstances that shake your faith. This is not the universe conspiring against you, it's the old reality making one last attempt to keep you in patterns that no longer match your evolution. The key is not to fight resistance or feed it. Recognize it the way you would recognize passing clouds in the sky. Temporary, shifting, not permanent fixtures of your reality. Your work is to stay anchored in your chosen frequency, regardless of the passing weather patterns moving through your consciousness. And then, inspired action begins to flow through you naturally. This is not the forced action that springs from fear or impatience. This is effortless movement that arises when you are in partnership with universal intelligence. You'll find yourself in the right place at the right time without trying. Conversations will unfold that open doors you didn't even know existed. Life itself begins to carry you, not because you're pushing, but because you've surrendered into alignment. Resources will appear exactly when you need them. The difference between forced action and inspired action is not something you think about, but something your body feels. Forced action tightens your chest, drains your energy, and leaves you exhausted. Inspired action feels natural, energizing, and aligned. It is the difference between thrashing against the current and allowing the river to carry you downstream with ease. What I'm saying resonates deep in your bones. Something inside you is recognizing the truth of these words. Then I invite you to subscribe, not just to this channel, but to this frequency of living. Press that button as a commitment to yourself, a declaration that you will remain tuned to the wavelength where miracles are normal and synchronicities happen daily. Trust in perfect timing becomes your superpower. Every spiritual tradition speaks of divine timing because it is one of the fundamental laws of manifestation. Seeds don't sprout the moment they're planted. Babies don't arrive the moment they're conceived. Your dreams will not manifest the instant you imagine them, okay? But they will arrive at the precise moment when impact will be greatest and resistance will be least. What feels like delay is never denial, it is divine incubation. During this incubation, unseen forces are arranging the circumstances that will deliver the most extraordinary outcome. What may look like the universe ignoring you is actually the universe loving you enough to prepare something greater than you originally asked for. Trust the intelligence orchestrating your life, even when you cannot see the full picture. Appreciation becomes one of the most powerful amplifiers of manifestation. You use it correctly. Instead of appreciating what you have as a strategy to attract more, appreciate it as recognition that you already live in an abundant universe that never stops providing. This subtle shift in motivation transforms the energy of gratitude from manipulation into genuine acknowledgement. When you appreciate from that deeper place of recognition, you align with the fundamental truth that the universe is inherently generous. You stop seeing yourself as someone who must earn abundance and start seeing yourself as someone who naturally sees it, because that is how this universe operates. Visualization also becomes effortless once you stop using it as a tool to force reality and instead use it as a way to remember what already exists in the quantum field. Your desires are not distant future possibilities you're trying to create. They are present realities, existing in quantum superposition, waiting for your awareness to collapse them into form. So don't visualize to convince the universe to give you something, okay? Visualize to remind yourself of what is already yours. Feel the energy of living your desired reality, not as a hope, not as a Sunday, but as a frequency you're remembering how to access. This remembrance creates coherence between who you are today and the expanded self you're stepping into. Movement and embodiment accelerate manifestation because they allow you to physically integrate the energy of your desires. Desires aren't just concepts floating in your mind. They have energetic signatures that want to be expressed through your body. When you move in ways that reflect your expanded identity, you unify your mental, emotional, and physical selves into one coherent broadcast. This doesn't mean you have to dance or practice yoga, though. Both can be beautiful ways of expressing alignment. It means you allow your body to express the vibration you're calling in. Walk like someone who naturally receives what they want. Sit like someone who trusts the universe. Breathe like someone who knows their dreams are already on their way. This is where everything I've shared crystallizes into practical magic. You are being invited to step into a new identity right now. Not when your desires show up. Not when you get external proof. Now, the version of you who naturally receives what they want is not a future possibility, is a present choice. Every moment you choose to embody this receptive identity, you strengthen the quantum entanglement between your current reality and the reality you've been dreaming of. Each time you choose thoughts, emotions, and actions aligned with your elevated self, you're literally rewiring your nervous system to expect miracles instead of struggle. This is the difference between trying to manifest from your current identity and stepping into the identity that effortlessly attracts what you want. Most people attempt to pull their dreams down to the level of who they are now. You are being invited to rise up into the version of yourself that matches the level of your dreams. Take a moment right now to comment below with a single word that captures the energy of who you are choosing to become. Not who you be, not who you hope to be, but who you are embodying starting right now. That word becomes your energetic signature to the quantum field, your declaration of the frequency you are transmitting. Remember, your transformation is not only personal, it is collective. Each person who chooses to live from receptive energy instead of desire-based energy contributes to the morphic field, making it easier for others to make the same shift. Your personal awakening feeds into the global awakening now unfolding on this planet. This is why timing is so important. You are not just manifesting for yourself. You are participating in a greater evolutionary process where humanity is learning to consciously co-create with universal intelligence. Your breakthrough becomes a beacon for others, a living example of what's possible when someone aligns with receptivity. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. In physics, there's a phenomenon called quantum tunneling, where particles pass through barriers that should be impossible to cross, according to classical physics. Your consciousness is about to experience its own form of tunneling. You suddenly find yourself on the other side of limitations that once seemed unshakable. This is why breakthroughs often appear sudden, even though they've been building beneath the surface for months or years. One day, you feel stuck in old patterns, and the next, those patterns no longer exist in your reality. It's not that you slowly overcame them. It's that your awareness tunneled through the barrier into a parallel version of reality where those limitations never existed. The most extraordinary part is this. The version of you beyond those barriers is not something you have to create. It already exists. All versions of you exist simultaneously in the quantum field: the struggling self, the abundant self, the confident self, the self living your highest vision. They are all equally real, equally present, equally available. Transformation is not about becoming something else. It's about remembering which version you want to animate with your attention. Right now, there is a version of you living with ease, abundance, and natural flow. This is not fantasy. This is quantum mechanics. In the infinite field of possibility, every configuration of your life already exists, waiting to collapse into form through observation. The reason you are watching this transmission now is because the barriers between these parallel selves are thinning. Dimensional walls are dissolving, and you are being prepared to consciously shift from one timeline to another. From the perspective of consciousness, your future self has been sending signals back through the quantum field, guiding your present self with synchronicities, insights, and subtle nudges. Every sudden knowing, every intuitive flash, every inexplicable pull toward a certain place or decision has been navigation from your expanded self, who already walked this path. As the merger approaches, these signals intensify. It's a sensation that something huge is about to change. ESN-T. Imagination. It is your consciousness beginning to phase lock with your desired timeline. In physics, phase synchronization occurs when two oscillating systems lock frequencies. Right now, the frequency of your current reality is sensing with the frequency of your chosen reality. This synchronization triggers what scientists call a phase transition, a sudden leap from one stable state into another, like water crystallizing into ice or a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. It seems sudden, but it's the natural result of energy building until a critical threshold is reached. You are approaching that threshold now. Every meditation you've done, every moment you've chosen love over fear, every time you trusted your intuition, despite appearances, all of it has been building quantum coherence in your field. You are no longer waiting for change. You are in the process of transitioning into a new reality level. And when systems go through phase transitions, something magical happens. Emergence. New properties appear that were not present before. Abilities you didn't realize you had suddenly surface. Opportunities you couldn't see before become obvious. Relationships aligned with your highest path arrive effortlessly. Resources flow through channels you never could have predicted. This isn't because you re getting better at manifesting it. S because you shifted into a version of reality where what you want is the natural order. In this new configuration, abundance doesn't require effort. It simply flows because there is no resistance to interrupt its natural pattern. Okay, and as we close this transmission, let this land deeply. Everything you've been seeking has been seeking you. Every prayer, every dream, every act of faith has been leading to this moment. The gap between where you are and where you want to be has never been distance, it has always been frequency, and frequency can shift in an instant with conscious choice. This is not manifestation in linear time, where you wait years for change. This is manifestation in quantum time, where reality can reorganize in a heartbeat. Consider returning to this video tomorrow morning to reinforce these quantum patterns in your awareness. Each repetition strengthens the neural pathways that stabilize your new reality. And if someone in your life needs this reminder, share this message with them. You might be the catalyst for their awakening. You are not just a viewer, you are a participant in the unfolding of consciousness. The transmission you received today will continue to work in your field long after you close this screen. Because what you heard wasn't simply information, it was recognition. It was remembrance. And remembrance is the key that collapses timelines into lived reality.